What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Let's get right into it. Here to bring you an NFL trade prediction video. Trey Hendrickson to the Colts. Let's get into it, man. So, breaking news finally happened earlier today. The report is from all platforms, including the major platforms, that the Bengals, are in the Trey Hendrickson trading business. This was something we've been talking about for a while. Mainstream media, us regular people. This has been a topic for a long time, and it's finally maybe came to a head. Now we'll see if he actually gets dealt. This could be a last ditch effort to try to make him sign a deal, but this is something I've been planning for a while personally. I've done videos in the past. I did my Falcons earlier on pre-draft. I did the Commanders prediction video there pre-draft, but now it makes so much sense. And I also have a video I did a couple days ago that ties in with this, a total separate deal, but it ties in with this perfectly. So let's get into it, guys. So Trey Hendrickson, 30 years old, looking for a new deal. Played great last year. Had an understanding with the Bengals last year that, hey, if I play great again, I want a new deal. They kind of agreed. He played last year, NFL sack leader. Now, still no deal. So he wants to be moved on from or get paid by the Bengals. They're looking like they're not trying to pay him. So I think the Colts make the most sense. Bengals, a former defensive coordinator who just got fired last season, or this past season, Lou Anarumo. He is now the Colts defensive coordinator now. Makes sense there. And then you have from what reports say that they're attempting to forego big draft picks because a guy like Hendrickson could bring on some nice draft picks, but they prefer one or two young impact players. And the Colts have just the thing. Pass rusher Paye, been around since 2021, 2022. Hasn't really shown improved yet. Has shown in flashes, but not. He hasn't really shown what he can really do all the way yet. And then the Colts also have a lot of pass rush depth. They drafted JT from Ohio State. They got my guy last year, Liatu Latu, and so on. So they have a nice amount of, and also if this move were to happen, they would have Trey Hendrickson. But they have a surplus of edge rushers. So I think Kwity Paye, a guy on his fifth-year option, the last year of his contract, that makes sense. But to add on an extra boost to it, someone to help in that DB room, I have Juju Brents. Juju Brents, I'm not sure his standing with the Colts now. That young fella just I think towards ACL last week. He's out for the year. Whaley. Not sure what his last name is exactly, but from TCU, the rookie from the third round they drafted, he's out for the year. So Juju Brents could be a big move there. He could move up in the depth chart, but I do have a move just for that to counteract if they were to trade Brents and or Kwity Paye to the Cincinnati Bengals. I did a video just the other day on the Colts signing Rasul Douglas, and I did that move. I did that video in light of that news happening to the young fella getting injured for the rest of the season. So I think it could still work out. They have enough money to have $17 million in cap space this year, which is the Colts. They also have $40 million in cap space and could get more next year as well. So they have the long-term money and the short-term money to bring in Hendrickson now and for the future. And they also have the short-term deal to bring in Rasul Douglas as well to help out in the defensive back room. Pair him with Ward and those guys back there, the new safety buying them. That's a heck of a DB room. And you bring on Hendrickson, that'll be insane. That would be super duper insane. And it fits along with what I've been saying this entire offseason. The Colts should be in aggressive mode. Their head coach, Shane Steichen, should be fighting for his job. Their GM, Chris Ballard, should be fighting for his job as well. And they have finally, I addressed that earlier as well in past videos. They finally had, excuse me, they finally had an aggressive draft by getting Tyler Warren. They finally brought in an aggressive free agency group as well. Brought in Bynum, brought in Ward. So with that being the case, I think it's perfect if they go all in and bring in Hendrickson. Now, bringing in him and Douglas possibly still wouldn't solve their quarterback problem. They still have that going on, but their team around the quarterback would be elite, would be insane. And it could possibly entice the new ownership, Jim Irsay passed away. His daughter has now taken over. It could entice them to say, hey, let's give them one more year to find a quarterback that fits this team if it don't work out with Jones or Richardson, which it probably won't. So I think that could be a pretty good option there. Now going to the Bengals side of things, if they make this trade, and it makes sense, they don't really want a lot of big draft picks back, the first round, second round. They rather want impact players because they're still trying to win. Same for Shane Steichen, same goes for Zach Taylor. He's trying to keep his job as well, and his job is on the hot seat, in my opinion. I did a video on that as well about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So that fits the timeline too. If you trade Hendrickson, who just won man, who had a great year last year and a great career also, but if you can replace him with two potential guys, Paye, who is another edge rusher, and Brents can help out in the DB room as well, that could be something that can kind of addition by subtraction. But Hendrickson is better than both those players combined so far, so it would be tough. It would be tough for sure. But I guess what the Bengals could be looking at. If not the Colts, who to me are the top option, you have the Panthers. You have the Browns, who are in the mix as well. They're a division rival. I highly doubt that happens. But even if it does, same rules apply to the Colts. Their team around them is great. He has the best pass rusher in the world with him, Myles Garrett, but the quarterback room is up in the air. So we don't know what, and the weapons aren't the best either. You have the Packers, who have a young pass rusher in Van Ness, but he hasn't really shown much either, just like Quay. So it's like, he could go there to Green Bay. He could go to the Seahawks. They have Mafe or Hall, who they could give up in a deal for, as well as picks or something else to pair along with Hendrickson. So there's a lot of options for them. The Patriots as well, throwing them in there. There's a lot of teams that has current and future cap to get Hendrickson. But I really think, if you really were to put it together, everything add up, pay Brents and then go to the Bengals. Those are two young guys who might have more to tank, especially Brents, super athletic corner, and then Paye, might need to change the scenery, pair him with Shamar Stewart. You never know. Just trying to be optimistic. But then you have the Colts side of things. The Bengals former DC who coached Hendrickson for years is now with the Colts. It just makes so much sense. So, but he does have ties other places too that I did mention earlier. The Seahawks, I believe, and the other places too. So, there's a lot of teams that could use his services. One of the best in the league the last few years, especially last year, the best sack leader, the NFL sack leader, the best sacker in the NFL last year. So, his services could be used. I wouldn't mind my Falcons getting in the mix. Now, we just got two young guys and trade away a future first. I don't know what we could give up. I would say Kyle Pitts, but they already have two tight ends, Noah Fant and Mike Gesicki, so Pitts wouldn't make sense either. So I don't think we have anyone to really offer them. So I think my Falcons probably out. We're low on draft capital, and we're also low on assets that would fit the Bengals' immediate needs. So, with that being the case, the Colts are my number one option. If not the Colts, probably the Packers. I think they go a run at it. They also should be in aggressive mode. Now, their coach, unlike Taylor, unlike Steichen, shouldn't be on the hot seat. He's I forgot his name now, doing this video, my mind going blank, but he is a good head coach, very successful, so I don't think he's on the hot seat at all. But they do want to be a winning situation and want to kind of bolster their front seven up, and Hendrickson would do just that. Him, Kenny Clark, those guys, Rashawn Gary, that would be devastating. I'm not going to lie to you. So a lot of good homes for Hendrickson. Hopefully he does get moved on from him because the Bengals are treating him like trash for some weird reason. So, but that's it for the video, guys. Let me know in the comment section down below, what team do you believe Hendrickson should go to? I'm going to the Colts. Let me know what you think about it, guys. I will see you guys next time.